Welcome to Whole CEO with Lisa G. I'm the best-selling author of The Boss Weight Loss. I'm bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually pull up a chair with today's top experts in mindset, weight loss, business, and more. Learn our top tips so that you can have more energy, be fit and resilient, feel unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. He's the CEO of Vibravision, the founder of Vibravision, which trains blind and sighted people how to detect their environment using intuition and other multisensory abilities without the use of eyesight. As the first non-Indonesian allowed to learn the ancient energy work and martial art, the kings of Java, Indonesia, he and his brother have dedicated their lives to changing the paradigm of functional consciousness to the world. Nate Zeleznick, welcome. I'm so happy to have you.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm honored to be here with you, and I'm excited.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm so excited. I want to know what brought you to this work. Do you have any origin story about what brought you to this work?
Without a doubt.
It's so unusual. That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have synchronicities happen in their life, right? Things that just like it's just perfect timing. There couldn't be a coincidence. It's got to be a synchronicity. Well, I have some things happen, and I'm sure we all do, called synchrodestinies. Trademark Nate Zeleznick. I call it a synchrodestiny because it changes the course of your life forever. When things line up that couldn't possibly be orchestrated by a human or a team of humans for our benefit or for the change of our life, well, there you go. And that happened for me in 1998. Now, I've been a very spiritual person for a long time, never religious, but when I was about 13, I started having spontaneous out-of-body experiences where I would leave my body, be aware that I was outside my body, travel, sometimes just snap back in. But it really got me to think and ponder, wow, am I more than just my physical body like everybody thinks we are?
Right.
Maybe there's something to religion. Maybe there's something to spirituality. Maybe there's something to the soul. But I didn't know. And I'm 13 years old and I don't know much about it or anything. And I didn't grow up in a religious household. So there was really no ability to find out that way. So when I was 16, I bought a book called Journeys Out of the Body by Robert Monroe. And that's the first thing I ever bought with my own money because I kept having these out-of-body experiences going, what the hell's wrong with me? And it turned out there's nothing wrong with me. And everybody has these, especially when we're children. And fast forward about 10 years from then, after I had been involved in out-of-body experience, remote viewing, energy work, something happened for me. And I had been involved in martial arts for a long time. My biggest goal in life when I was a kid was I wanted to be a ninja and a Jedi. Well, living in a small town in Utah, there were no ninja schools. And so I had the opportunity when I was 17 to start martial arts training. So I got that aspect, but there was no internal aspect, no chi work, no breath work, no meditation. It was just flat out kicking and punching and, the traditional, what we think of martial arts in this country. Well, when I saw an ad in Black Belt magazine when I was 23 that guaranteed me inner power in 2 weeks or I got my money back, I'm like, hit me up. I want that. I'm American. I want it immediately. So I bought this course and it turned out to be a terrible investment in a course, but a wonderful investment in my future. And it came with a VHS tape. And the course was garbage, but it came with a VHS tape.
VHS.
I know. Yeah. For everybody out there that's under the age of 30, just Google VHS on your own time. So, this showed Indonesian people doing the most amazing martial arts I'd ever seen. And I'd been involved in martial arts for a long time. My brother, he already had several black belts in different martial arts. He made it a lifestyle. We had never seen anything like this. So one of the things that really intrigued us on this tape was people who were blindfolded, and they were doing things like driving cars through traffic. They were running through obstacle courses, blindfolded with a hood on. Military members. So they had military people shooting guns, and they were shooting targets out of people's hands. And then it showed a blind person who was able to, without any outside influence, be able to read what was written on a whiteboard and what somebody had drawn, just a random person from the crowd. And I immediately thought, this has got to be bull crap. Nobody can do that. I mean, come on, that's Jedi stuff. But Jedis aren't real.
So you wanted to be a Jedi. So
I
cool.
did. Well, and it was always in my heart. But I was really skeptical. I'm a skeptical person. I'm not a cynical person. I can be proven yes or no. I don't slam the door on anything. But this just seemed too far out there. So the next day, though, is when that synchrodestiny happened for me. When I was taking a different route to work, because I'm a very adventurous person, I'm like, what's over there? What's over there? At that time, it's 1998. There's no Google Maps. There's no, that was a flip phone era. And so I just thought, what's over there? And I went over there, and I was stopped in front of the Utah Schools for the Deaf and Blind, one of the largest blind schools in the country. Wow. And here was a woman with her guide dog getting ready to cross the street right in front of me. And
oh my gosh, that is destiny. I see what you're talking about.
Well, here's what the thing about this, though, Lisa, is when she got the tones, the little, I guess you call them chirps or whatever, the beep, beep, to go across the street, her dog did exactly what it was supposed to do. It started leading her across the street. However, it did something that's not supposed to do, which is went right around the pole and led her face first into it.
Oh, no.
Well, she said she was okay. And blind people are used to finding things with their head and with their shins.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, oh my God, what if I was doing 50 miles an hour here? What if that dog had done it at the wrong time? And then it hit me like a lightning bolt. I wonder if those Indonesian people help blind people here, if they can help blind people here. Maybe they're already here. I don't know. So I didn't understand anything on this tape other than two words, because it's all in Indonesian. It was an Indonesian documentary. I understood Merpati Putih. That's it. And I didn't know what that was. It sounds funny to us. But then I found out that means white dove. And it was one of the largest martial arts organizations, not just in Indonesia, but in the world. But nobody had ever heard of them because they had kept it a secret with the only Indonesian people.
Right.
Until me. And
it was the first white man in there.
I'm the first non-Indonesian person.
Yes. That's
not
amazing.
Not Caucasian, but Asian of any country, African, it doesn't matter. Well, I was the first non-Indonesian allowed to be able to learn this because I was like, prove it to me. I really want to know, because I was just driven. I wanted to help blind people so bad, even though I had never had a blind person in my family and I'd never met a blind person. I'm like, well, I'm drawn. I have to do this. And so my brother Mike and I, we scrimped and saved as early 20-somethings, and we sold everything we possibly could, except for like our gold fillings and our kidneys.
I love that.
To get the first team of Vibravision demonstrators and Merpati Putih martial artists over here. And when they came over here and I saw blind people, like with my own eyes, no pun intended, but I saw blind people with my own eyes doing things that you or I would have difficulty doing with our eyes open.
Yes.
I'm just going, oh my God, this is real. And this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to help them promote this, whatever it takes.
Well, now I understand. Yeah, now that's so interesting. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's great. Well, but after they were about to leave, when they first got here, there was an Indonesian guy at the airport who met us, and he was a doctor, an ear, nose, and throat surgeon in Indonesia. And he was getting his postdoctoral master's degree at the University of Utah. Yeah. And he just happened to be a certified trainer for their military and special forces in the martial art of Merpati Putih. And when they were leaving, they said, he's going to be your trainer. Oh. And I said, wait, what? No, that's not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up. They're like, if you're going to be our representative, you have to know what you're representing. And I'm like, okay, fine. I've done martial arts for a long time. How hard could it be? Oh boy. It was
hard.
unlike anything in the United States available. It is the most rigorous training that I've ever seen, ever heard of, outside of maybe special forces training.
Wow.
And so my brother and I embarked on this journey, and we were allowed to train under him, but we had so much martial arts experience beforehand, and they wanted us to learn quickly that they put us on an advanced training regimen where we had to do it in half the time everybody else gets to. But that also means learning things in the Indonesian language and doing the most interesting, strenuous, amazing, impactful breath work and meditations that we'd ever heard of or ever heard. This is before breathwork was a common everyday buzz term. This is before Wim Hof. This is before, I mean, granted, breathwork's been around for about 4,000 years, but it's before it got popular.
Right now.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, segueing into now how I understand what you were drawn into. Yeah. I want to know a little bit more, just jumping right into being unstoppable, because that's our theme here with this podcast, and helping others push through. And I know breath work is one of the amazing things that can help people be unstoppable when we're all anxious and stressed with uncertainty. I want to know, how can pain and anger be catalysts for positive change in our life?
Okay, that's a wonderful question, Lisa. One of the most dangerous things, one of the most, I wouldn't say dangerous, but one of the, I'd say maybe most dangerous emotions that we can feel, a couple things: worthlessness and hopelessness.
Right.
The reason why is because when we feel worthless, we feel like we are worth less than anybody else, or worth less than what people, even the people closest to us, may think that we are. Right. When we're hopeless, that means we don't have hope. And those are difficult things to get out of. So when we raise from hopelessness, at least if you get pissed off about being hopeless or pissed off about your situation, it's a catalyst for us to make a change. Because I don't remember who said this, but people say the same until the pain of saying the same is too great. Then they make that change. And I'm paraphrasing whoever said that, but it's totally true. So if we have pain, the first thing that all animals do is they move away from pain and toward pleasure, right? So if something is painful, it moves us into action. So if you stub your toe, that's pain. If you're uncomfortable getting up in front of people and speaking, that's pain. If you feel your heartbeat escalate when you have to have a difficult conversation with somebody, that's pain. If you have a anxiety over having a test, that's pain. So because it's not comfortable, right?
I've had all those pains.
Yeah. Well, it may not be like a 3rd-degree sunburn, but it's still pain because it's not where we want to be. So moving us through that pain and even anger helps us get to a new place because we're taking action. Once we take action, we see results, then we can be inspired.
Right.
But nobody in the hopelessness, nobody who feels hopeless is inspired.
I love that. So it's just a process. You move through the pain of hopelessness and anger about it to action, because it's all about action, isn't it?
Well, it's not about action. It's also about intention. It's about manifestation in our programming, because if we just act, but we run in a circle, we go nowhere. So it's directed, conscious action in a direction.
I love that. I want to ask you also too, with your company's mission and vision, how important is it to have a team that is in alignment energetically with all the work that you're doing? I would say it's impossible to do what we're doing without it. And that can be said pretty much for any organization. So you have different people that go into different roles in your company. And I'm taking this from a book called Traction. Traction, one of the most amazing business books you could ever read. So you have 4 different things happening. You either have the right person in the right position and everything's smooth. You can have the right person in the wrong position and have some friction. You can have the wrong person in the right position. They still won't be able to get the job done right. And then you have the wrong person in the wrong position and they weed themselves out because they're just not happy there. Right. So luckily we have our whole entire team. We have the right people in the right position with the right heart to do the right thing.
because we know that this is not about me. This is about we.
Right.
And we have a much larger vision. And I'm just so blessed that the right people are in the right position and the right people have come to us at the right time. That's why it's really important for everybody who's out there listening or watching to understand that if you're unhappy in your job, maybe you're not in the right position. Maybe you're in the right position. You're just not the right person in that position. And so to try to do whatever you can to follow your heart so that you are in the right person. You're in the right person. Yes, of course, in the right person. You're in the right position as the right person so that your life can flow. And if you're the wrong person in the wrong position, get out because you're going to be miserable. And nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to be miserable and doing something they don't really like.
Well, thanks, Nate. That's some solid advice right there. I know for myself personally, like if I'm not listening to my inner gut feeling about people that I'm working with or potentially working with, it's always a mistake. And it's always when you ignore those little red flags in relationship that you're not energetically matching up and you don't address it properly, then it's impossible to really thrive and be successful.
Yep.
In any endeavor.
That's right.
Got to be aligned energetically and have a common vision and have support and accountability. I mean, everybody has a coach. How important is it, even if you're at the top of the ladder or any place in life, to have the right mentor or coach?
Okay. So, yeah. So why is it important to have a coach or a mentor? It's because everybody is blind. Everybody is blind. Blind does not mean you cannot see without your eyes in this context. I'm using it in the broader context of like Tony Robbins. Is people who follow Tony Robbins will understand the word scotoma. Scotoma is something that is right in front of us, but we overlook. Yeah. We've all had that. Where the hell are my keys? And they're right on the counter and you just miss them. It's always, of course, in the last place you look, but being able to wake up and see those things that have been unseen, that is so crucial for us to have the ability to choose our destiny or choose our future. Otherwise, we're just running an unconscious program, which most of us do 95 to 99% of all of every day after the age of 30 is just a series of acting out pre-programmed subconscious drives. And that's it. And science knows this. We understand this very well. So why is it important to have a coach? Because a coach in an outside perspective, they're going to be able to see a lot of the things that you don't see. And once they are able to open your eyes to these things, yes, then you're going to be able to take that directed action that you would have, maybe you've walked by the thing 1,000 times. But when you have somebody point that out to you and you go, oh my God, I've been missing that this whole time. I can use this. This is fantastic. Or sometimes those things hurt. Sometimes our personalities or the things that we've gone through in our life that have helped shape us, but maybe we don't like the shape of us, or maybe there's something that we could be even better at. Right. And when that coach or mentor points that out, it's the aha moment, then we can make a change because you can't fix what you don't know is wrong.
So the tough love is required, like sometimes that other vision.
Yeah, maybe. It depends on the person. Yeah. But I just mean the outside perspective and realization. It doesn't have to be tough love. Definitely not.
Yeah, doesn't have to be. Yeah. I love that perspective. And since you're such a Jedi warrior and so freaking cool, I love what you're up to in the world. Do you have any final suggestions and hacks or tips for our audience on how they can be unstoppable, unshakable, and Jedis themselves?
Sure, absolutely. I'm going to offer something to all of your viewers. It's a free gift. Now, this free gift, I've seen it help a woman reverse her long COVID in the course of 5 minutes. I've seen it literally with my eyes. I saw in 5 minutes a person who had a stroke over 10 years ago, who was paralyzed on the left side of their body, be able to start moving and holding weight with their arm again after they hadn't been able to move it for 10 years. And it's right on our website at vibravision.com. Right at the bottom, people put in their name, email, phone number, and we will send you out that free gift where you can learn this. But why is this relevant? Because it's not just a gift like, hey, ta-da, you got something cool to open. This is the basic breath technique and the first energy work exercise in the Merpati Putih and Vibravision system that anybody ever learns. Along with for a lot of people, their very first experience sensing and feeling their own energy or directing it into their own body for their own healing. And then we have a guided meditation that will take your stress from a 10 to about a 0.5 in about 5 or 6 minutes, maybe. And why that's important is that the CDC, right on their website, they say 90%, they estimate 90% of all diseases are caused by stress. So it's well known that if you're in a state of anxiety or stress for even 5 minutes, it lowers your immune system function for 4 to 6 hours. But if you are in a state of gratitude and happiness for 15 minutes, it raises your immune system function for 24 hours. For 24 hours, just by being happy for 15. So this free gift is going to help everybody out there be more aware of their breath, be more aware of their emotional state, but also start to take and regain control of their emotional state to go from their standard default stressed out, they don't even maybe even know it, and get them into a place of calm and serene and happiness and really benefit themselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. So that's what I would say for your viewers out there. Go get our free gift. And any of the other courses that you want to get, they will just exponentially help you in your life and for your family and for your energy, for your perception. But the free gift, I've seen it literally, like I said, miracles in 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, Nate Zeleznick, I'm getting that. I really agree with you that we all need a strong immune system these days. We all need to be unstoppable. I believe inflammation and stress are the precursor for all disease. So we need to give you guys the tools to be unstoppable, unbreakable. And besides Vibravision, is there anywhere else you want people to find you?
Yeah, vibravision.com. If people want to purchase a course, it's vibravision.academy. We have online courses that'll teach start there. But go to our YouTube channel. That's the place to go. YouTube, just go Vibravision channel. Vibra like vibration and then vision, Vibravision channel. And enjoy, because you're going to see testimonials from people, everything from truck drivers to CEOs of multinational corporations to doctors and healthcare workers to blind people, talking about how we are so much more than we think, so much more than we believe. And then we have demonstrations that are truly mind-blowing with people driving cars, driving go-karts, playing laser tag blindfolded, shooting targets. I mean, we're just here to make a positive change in the world by inspiring people to understand that we're all so much more than society has ever given us permission to believe. But we've been programmed to believe we can't do those things. And that's our mission, is to help people rewrite their programming and become the superhumans that we were. It's our birthright, but it was taken away from us by society, by our parents, by other people, before we ever had a choice to make up our own mind. And that's like when we're little.
Well, thanks, Nate Zeleznick.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm so glad to be here. And I hope everybody out there, including yourself, has an amazing day on purpose.
Thanks for coming to Whole CEO with Lisa G. After over 20 years helping people lose weight and get fit, I'm so excited to announce that I found the missing link with my coaching. Message me if you want to learn how to look better, feel better, and go faster with a master. Lisa G at lisagfit.com.